Introducing new Moth Be Gone. Welcome back to WETT The Splash, the home of all your naughty little secrets.
We are live from the scene of the accident, and the death toll has climbed to a staggering rate.
Finally, that time of year again where it's getting bright out.
Oh yeah, dude! Like
man.
blindingly bright.
I'm so excited, man. Like we had that other bullshit. First of all, I thought we voted away the whole daylight savings thing here.
What?
And every time I ask, people just tell me, "Yeah, it's next one. This is the last one we're doing." Like, wasn't that like 4 years ago?
I totally forgot we did that.
I'm pretty sure we passed the law and said we weren't doing this anymore.
That shit was taken so not seriously
Yeah.
that I forgot we did that.
I remember, I feel like I remember the bill passing and being like, so what the fuck?
I barely remember the bill
so-
passing.
So we're fucking still doing that, I guess.
Because we're all fucking monkeys,
Yeah.
and no way we're going to change the same thing we've been doing
Yeah.
for how long now?
And the thing is, for me, because I get up before the sun does, there's the way I know work is starting was the sun's starting to finally come up, so I know it's about time to get ready to go to work.
Yeah.
And then for about 3 weeks there, it was pretty cool. The sun was coming up like an hour before my shift started, so it was already up when I'd go to work, and I felt like a normal person.
Yeah.
And now we jump forward like an hour again, like a bunch of assholes.
Yep.
And now it's dark when I go to work again. But the nice part about, spring is that
Why you got to say it like that?
the nice part
Spring.
is 7-Eleven, they start to take care of their Slurpee machines.
Yeah?
Because usually, if you go to a 7-Eleven and it's like December and it's not like a nice 7-Eleven,
Sure. Okay.
more than likely the Slurpee machine's fucking broken. It's just always that way. It's all you just see the little fucking red light for service bullshit. Then you look into the little spinny thing and it's all dark. It's just fucking melted syrup.
Yeah.
It's not even spinning.
Okay, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude. So I got I went to 7-Eleven the other day and beautiful, just
Perfect.
bright colors.
Perfect.
All of them working. I was like, oh, it's Slurpee day. It's Slurpee day, bro. I grabbed that hibiscus lemonade. And the hibiscus lemonade, I immediately, as soon as I took a sip of it, I had to go home. I had to get my hibiscus back nine problem shirt on.
Yeah.
Because I just knew, why would I not enjoy this in the fullest of comfortability that I could be in this world? So,
And stylish,
Yeah, so
not to mention.
I squeezed into that poor shirt. I got it over me all the way to the bottom.
Like you're doing a disservice to
Oh,
the
yeah.
shirt.
At this point. And then as soon as I get the shirt on, I pick back up my hibiscus Slurpee hibiscus shirt, take a sip. I'm on a boat.
Word.
I don't understand. I'm not even comfortable. I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. I'm just on some dude's boat. We're in the water. We're in the bay.
You start panicking.
There's dolphins and shit jumping in the water. We're going under the Golden Gate. And I don't know if we're going to war or fucking Cuba.
That'd be a really good ad. Think about it, like the reverse, like when somebody takes you, imagine you're at a beach, right?
Yeah.
And you do that, but then it's like utter chaos.
Yeah.
And then maybe the dude's like getting eaten by sharks in the background, but like the product, the shirts and the divot
fine.
fixer. The divot fixer's in the sand on shore, while the background, some poor man is getting attacked by pirates.
Yeah, it's
or
just
something.
sticking out of the sand.
Bad nine problems.
I'm pretty sure I could use a divot fixer to end the life of a dolphin.
Probably very
through
effective.
The fucking
Yes,
top of that thing's head.
probably
no
a very effective self-defense weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll tell you what.
But we are not claiming to use that. No, not by any means.
We at Thickness in the Shine and Back Nine Problems. We cannot condone hunting dolphins with the divot fixers. All we can say is they're pretty good for it. You know what I'm saying? You can't really do that. But if you did,
you shouldn't do that.
You know what I'm saying? You ever want to feel like a harpoon between your fingers? Little finger poon?
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, finger poon in the blowhole?
But in theory, effective.
Yeah. Hashtag finger pooning.
Finger pooning?
Finger poon a dolphin with a divot
like
fixer.
harpooning, but
yeah,
finger?
but it's attached to your hand like some type of fucked up Wolverine with a slap
Whoa.
buzzer. And they just,
Damn.
oh, yeah. Remember when, did you ever Yeah. Did you ever find somebody who had one of those hand buzzers?
No.
No?
I probably would have socked him in the face if they did.
We had a couple friends that had those things.
Yeah, no.
And then there's also like the gum where you go to pull the gum and like it shocks you.
Oh, no.
Or like
never. No.
a cockroach comes out of the pack, but like, like on a spring and lands on your finger. No?
No.
Oh, man.
No.
Yeah, but imagine that, but a blade.
Yeah,
So you go to like shake somebody's hand and then the divot fixer just
whips out.
Yeah, it's just going through the other side of your hand now. You're just seeing the prongs between your knuckles.
Yeah.
And then, it's just fixed. It's beautiful in your hand as you just drive it through a dolphin's head. Just finish that bastard.
Yeah, it gives me Assassin's Creed like Hidden Blade vibes.
Yeah.
You know what
and
I
then
mean?
you got the little bag 9 guy problem, like golfing off the top.
Yeah.
Because it's on the top of the fixer.
Yes.
I think that'd be beautiful. Promo code thickness.
All
Get 10%
lowercase.
off.
Yes.
Because, there's just too many of those things.
Thickness and the
floating around out
shine
there.
and back 9 problems do not condone any kind of weapon use in any products they have.
No, of course not. TM. I don't know.
TM? No, it's not. You had it and then you lost it. Copyright, not copyright.
They loved it. They fucking loved it.
Yes.
Dude, speaking of love it, so they had the Florida Man games. And dude, the Florida Man
Was
games.
that recent?
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. They just had it a couple, maybe a week ago.
Oh, sick.
I'm so happy that this is like a thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually
like there's like a
baller.
website and everything. Can you pull up their website?
Sure.
Just the Florida Man games?
Yeah, let me spin
I'm
around
almost
here.
sad that we missed
my
it
chair.
because I would have loved to watch that live and commentate on it. I think it would have been very fun. Yeah, Florida Man games. And
The
there it is.
Florida Man Games,
The
the wildest
official-
athletic competition. Yes.
Oh yeah, and they have their own official website, which got the guy with the headband and like a PBR and a gator.
Yeah, and a gator.
I fucking love it. They
Florida grown.
I think it shows what games are on if you scroll down what games they actually did. Some rapper was the one who put it on.
Nice. Let's see.
No, keep scrolling down. There we
The
go.
games,
All right,
here we
so we
go.
got the Eat the Butt Challenge.
Eat the butt challenge.
Competitors must finish their pork butt platter in the fastest time to place highest in the initial bracket.
Nice.
So they're eating a whole pork butt, and by the looks of it, first of all, is that Dwayne Johnson in a hat? Number 3?
Back here.
Yeah, is that The Rock?
That kind of looks like him at first.
And that's his
but
girlfriend behind him?
He's got too much hair to be Dwayne.
He does have some hair, unfortunately, but that definitely looks like The Rock. And then this next guy, I love that he's got a face painted alligator on his cheek.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he's true Floridian right now.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I'm
He's got
true
the American
goddamn
flag.
Floridian.
fucking
Goddamn.
American flag wrapped around his head like a bandana. That guy is
The
Florida.
tattoo on my face is actually after my pet gator at home,
So,
Skeeter.
Eating pork butt, I'm all for it. I would have been in that challenge. Let's scroll down. Let's see what the next one was.
But
Weaponized pool noodle mud duel.
Wow.
Now that I feel like that speaks for itself.
Weaponized pool noodle. Pause. Mud duel.
Mud duel.
Like, okay.
That's your strength.
How? In what way are these weaponized?
Well,
Are there explosives at the end?
it looks like they did the classic, just putting like a sandbag and wrapping it in fucking duct tape to make it like
Yeah.
a big heavy Q-tip.
Yeah, I can't click on this to find out, which is a shame. But
Yeah, well, it's Florida.
It looks like it's like they just take sticks and then wrap pool noodles around them.
No, seriously, yeah, and duct tape. It looks like a lot of duct
Well,
tape.
it looks
was
like these
involved.
guys have 2 different types, though. Are you allowed to? Do you make your own? Do you? I have questions.
Yeah, it's true.
I want to know.
I'd like to see the fight too.
Yeah,
I think that'd be beautiful.
exactly. Next up,
Evading arrest obstacle course. So jump over fences, through backyards, and away from actual police officers to earn your
actual
freedom.
police officers.
Yeah, I like this guy's got a stuffed gator and he's airborne with it.
Oh my god.
He's completely airborne. I think there's like a slip and slide in front of him.
Do you think the way it says to earn your freedom, do you think they allow actual criminals to race in this?
Yeah,
and
well,
then,
yeah, you
their
gotta-
sentences get
You
shortened?
have to have a ward to sign up, which is everybody. Half the people that were signed up for the pork butt challenge already had a warrant.
yeah, exactly. You already have your
Well, that's fine. I guess
whole
I'll do too.
competition. Got a whole
it.
competition. Okay.
I love that. All right,
Alright.
and then let's see. Category 5 cash grab.
Oh,
That's just one of those, super polite. You stand in a fucking glass box
Yeah.
and they hurl money at you.
wind tunnel. Money box, whatever you want to call it. I've seen somebody. The 2 cleverest ways I've seen is somebody basically just they will put themselves up against whatever side of the wind tunnel, and then just try and create like a pocket to catch everything that's flying up at them. And then one dude took it a step further and just pulled out opened up his shirt, and to catch everything inside his shirt. He just stretched it all the way out and caught like almost the entire wind tunnel's worth.
I've got a lot of shirt too.
I'm like,
I like
that's
to think,
smart, dude.
I'd like to think as soon as the money started flying around, I'd just take my clothes off and start jerking off.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is the
because everybody's watching,
I was gonna say, is the object to catch the money, or are you the object?
I'm the object. Yeah. My object is to come.
So you're paying money to put on a show?
Do you think you have to pay to get into the cash grab thing, and then they just like put all the entries into the tornado?
Well, I doubtful. However, I mean, the question begs: is this every wind tunnel mentality?
No, this is the Florida Man
tunnel?
games.
Okay, just here.
At the Florida Man games in particular.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to think, that just for them.
I think that's an important distinction.
Because, I mean, where else are you going to be in a Pope box surrounded by rednecks?
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do at that time? You know?
Yeah, you got me there.
All right. This one fucking pisses me off. A catalytic converter, 2 bikes, and a handful of copper pipes. Race against time. This is the crackhead games. This is the Pittsburgh, Philadelphia fucking games.
And there's a bunch of people there that are totally not like true Floridians and are like, oh my god, I'm stealing your catalytic converter.
Some dude fucking brought his own.
His own converter. His own just like, I got one right here.
Dude, I love this. Compete head to head in a race that lets you live a day in the life of a Florida man. And that to them is a catalytic converter, 2 bikes, and a handful of copper pipes. We need to see these. We need to.
Now, is it 2 bikes like you have a homie with you? Or is it 2 bikes like you are riding a bike and you have one that you've stolen?
No, I think it's the latter. I think it's one that you stole.
Because I've seen that around here quite often.
Yeah. You see some dude with like a child's bike in his hand that he clearly just stole.
Or just a whole other ass fucking bike that he just literally
balancing. Yeah, just like holding it by the steering. And just kind of hoping that it doesn't turn too hard.
Yeah. I literally watched a dude like a long time ago fucking drive away on a bike on another mountain bike that I don't know, allegedly probably was his. But he was just holding on to the handlebar while sitting on his other bike and just like basically guiding it without, I don't know how to describe it. Isn't that right next to him? Like he's just literally just pedaling his fucking bike and just holding onto their bike right next to him. And just keep going forward.
That shit's hard.
He made it look fucking easy.
It's fucking hard.
Like excellently easy.
If your hand tweaks a little bit, the tire just comes flying at you from the other one.
That's true. And then you go.
I've tried doing that shit before, like riding a bike while pushing another one next to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's just
pushing a one next to you. That's how you use proper fucking words.
Yeah, and it's fucking
Thomas.
Fucking bullshit. It's hard. I don't like it at all.
Have you seen the total side note? Have you seen the pranks of where they will put people will put a brand new bike out in the park and then tie up a steel wire to it?
Yeah, and
then somebody will try to steal it.
They'll put hella slack on it so they really can get some speed first.
Yeah, and they'll tie it to a tree or some shit, and then people just get fucking beamed right off that shit. Dude, it's hilarious.
It's just always awesome.
And my favorite is when somebody gets really mad too. They're like, stand up like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I'm like, dog, you just got caught stealing. Fucking put your ass away.
All embarrassed as shit.
Christ.
Is there more? Oh, Florida Sumo.
Next is Florida Sumo.
Conquer the Florida Man games.
Featuring the Big Show.
As you try to blast your opponent out or spill their remaining beer.
Oh, no, that wouldn't be the Big Show. That'd be Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was the better one.
So they're sumoing in pool floaties and they've got a pitcher of beer. And you got to either knock the other guy out or spill their beer.
Oh, yeah. This is a Stone Cold Steve
Austin. I like that. I like that.
Sure.
I like what that adds to sumo because one of your hands has to be focused on keeping your beer.
Yep. It looks like they have pitchers of beer.
Yeah.
It's not like a fucking cup of beer.
Well, they are sumo.
Pitchers. Oh, we got some refs, huh? Who the fuck are these fucking people?
I don't fucking know. Oh, from American Gladiators.
Dan Clark and Lori Fetrick. Okay.
Yeah, fuck them. Keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about them.
Yeah, I mean, Gladiator was a great fucking movie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
They have a mullet contest.
wow,
Nice. Very
this
nice.
is entertainment. This is just for the regular show.
The Florida
Nice.
Ma'am pinup contest.
Nice.
I like that.
I wonder how many fugly ass bitches were there.
Oh my god.
I bet you there was a couple like dime pieces.
I wonder
though.
how many AC/DC tramp stamps were in that audience.
All of them.
Oh yeah.
All of
I
them.
wonder how many women above the age of 50 went into the pinup thing.
I bet you none.
Chicken coop bingo. Two
Heyo.
chickens will decide whether you win or lose in this fun. Dirty game inspired by our Florida family in places like D-Land or Interlachen, where they literally do this for fun because they don't know what cell phones exist yet. How does the chicken...
I don't know.
I don't know. Does he peck at letters?
We live in fucking the 21st century.
Is
I
there a
don't
15
fucking know,
and a
dude.
51 right next to each other? Or is that 91?
I can't tell.
And then there's just hieroglyphics on the right there.
It
Those
looks
aren't
like-
numbers.
That might be a 01.
What-
That might be a 9.
what
but
about
just
right
really
above that
shitty
one?
Font.
What about that fucked up 9? What do you want to call that one? Half an
This
M?
right here.
Right above it, that, yeah.
This one.
That lightning bolt.
Fuck, dude. A 7 maybe. I don't
Fucking
know.
A. 7 with Johnny Bravo's haircut at the end.
Oh man, sometimes I wish this was a video show because that would have been a
Damn.
perfect cut in. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe you just set them down and the first one that they step on, because you can't just set them down and let them just go, because you know how many fucking bingo cards will just fire off. B7, 7-9, fucking
Yeah.
C6, Z3. I can't. Just, I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
no, what you're saying.
It seems stupid.
I don't know. I'm thinking about like fixing it by throwing feet on the numbers and stuff.
No,
I don't know.
It seems
911 fight night, brawl the badges. No, I
Okay,
like
yeah,
this.
that's better. That's better.
I like this.
Wasn't
Watch
about the last one for
watch
sure.
officers take on firefighters in the brawl.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I like that. The epic showdown promises to be intense as these heroes clash in battle to prove who's the toughest behind the badge.
Prove.
Notice there's no like EMTs.
No, fuck. I mean,
They're not
come on.
fighting for nothing.
Come the fuck on, bro. Well, that
Get
seems
your
like that was
tickets.
it. That's all your entertainment right there.
Oh my god, preferred hotels.
Oh,
Oh, the
nice.
Hilton.
Nice. I mean, Hilton's everywhere.
And then another
the
Hilton.
Hilton's fucking everywhere.
And then
dude.
a
And
Renaissance. That's
I
a
haven't
nice-
been in a Renaissance in a hot
That's a
minute.
nice looking Renaissance too. It's all
Yeah.
colorful and shit. The
Is
Palm.
Renaissance like
La Palm.
motel or hotel? Hotel?
Hopefully
Hotel.
it's a hotel.
Right?
Motels are gross.
Yes, they are.
The Palm.
Yeah, if you can afford it to go to a hotel, preferably that.
Yeah,
But even
yeah.
then, that's not that great.
So it seems
Yes,
like
the Ponce.
It seems like St. Augustine is where this must be. I want to do this. I want to go to the Florida Bay games. I think this would be really fun.
When is it?
It was February, the end of February.
Oh, the 24th. I see.
24th.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That
Well,
was
if they do it again.
hell yeah. But yeah, so I just wanted to bring like, I thought it was crazy. We always thought we just did the Florida Man of the Year. And I had no idea that they were doing the Florida Man games like that shit. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. We should send them that intro that I made. You know.
Yeah, seriously.
Maybe get some business. You
It's
know?
like, hey, we were already doing this before you guys. Fuck you. I know you put this whole event on, but we were first.
Yes.
Bitch.
Or you know, you give us some money and we'll make you some stuff, dude.
Yeah.
I'll make you some sound art,
Oh
bro.
yeah, check this shit out.
Fucking. Oh yeah, dude.
We made that.
No.
You made that.
No.
That's fair. So you went to Comic-Con.
Any other fucking sound? Yes, I did.
We didn't really get to talk about it last week. I know you've been to a few by now. So like I remember the last time you went, you were like, all right, I've seen enough Comic-Con. But this time, how was it around? Did you see anything interesting?
Yeah, I would say
any,
it was better. It's more well organized.
Okay,
You
okay.
know, previous years they kind of cram you in like sardines. You know, with not the greatest floor plan to navigate, because there's an exhibition hall and then there's the artist alley.
Okay.
Exhibition hall is like all the retail and that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
Booths still, but mostly retail and like merchandise of
Yeah.
like non posters and arts and shit, right? And then obviously artist alley is where all the regular art is, right?
Is there shit going on that isn't like just like
Yeah, there's panels.
Okay, yeah.
There's panels. There's a variety of panels. Some are good. Some years are better than others, obviously, but it all depends on what you're interested in. You know.
Yeah. I went to a Disney panel. I wanted to kill myself once. I was like,
Yeah.
it was the most boring fucking thing in
Yeah.
the world.
Some are really cringy. You
Oh,
know,
my
too.
God.
They're like nerds who know a lot about whatever topic they're talking about, but it just kind of turns into like a really boring college seminar. You
Well,
know?
yeah, it's like, as interesting and good as a Star Wars movie is, it's not when you're listening to some dude just like dryly explain it on
Sure.
a panel about
Sure.
what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh man, like to hear some dude in a suit trying to have like wonder in his voice. You're just like, oh man, this is rough.
Yeah,
Like,
right. And
can't
that's
sit
why
through
like
this.
the main stage usually has good shows, or good stuff going on, panels rather. Like for example, last year was where that's Comic-Con is where I saw Steve Burns
Yeah,
and do his whole spiel about what he's been or where he's been, what the fuck's been going on in general, right? This year was Critical Role, which for anybody who doesn't know is like a D&D like show on YouTube, and they more or less kind of had a huge contribution to the revival of D&D, especially over COVID. But I saw them in the panel, and they were pretty cool. I got a free picture with Matt Mercer, who's the dungeon master of that group. I am not one for... I don't really care about celebrities, I've never had that attraction to, oh my God, so-and-so. Like if I saw somebody walking down the street, if it felt like I wasn't going to inconvenience them and they clearly didn't have somewhere to go, then I might say, hey, you're so-and-so. Picture, do you mind, Otherwise, like if I see somebody walk by and they're famous and they clearly have a destination, I'm probably going to be like, oh, cool, that person. And then move on with my fucking day.
Oh, yeah. And
so...
I just feel like also like it also depends on like what you define as a celebrity.
Sure.
I define a celebrity as like an A or B list actor.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's somebody who I'd be like excited about, or like a famous sports star.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was with like an ex girlfriend, and there was like we were out and there was like this plus size model for a fat girl clothing store, and she goes, "Oh, that's such and such," and I was like, "Okay." Go say hi to her. She's like, oh, I would never do that. I'm like, she's got way too much going on. I'm like, she's a plus size model for a fat girl store. I promise you, they cut her a check for like maybe $6,000 and that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even she doesn't think it's that big of a deal. Just go say hi to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like if I saw like Brad Pitt,
Sure.
that would be the story.
DiCaprio,
That's it. I saw him.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not even fucking. I'm not going over there.
Yeah.
Even if he looked at me and he was like, "Hey, did you just hit my car?" I'd be like, "Nope."
Sure.
Fuck that. I'm not bothering him.
Sure.
I'm just gonna pull my car out of his and keep driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that was a bit. It's at the same time, I just
You wouldn't hit and run Brad Pitt? You wouldn't just hit and run him?
No,
You get on, give me your insurance.
give me your fucking insurance, bitch.
Yeah, you hit him. You
what
don't want
the
his
fuck,
insurance,
dog.
You're gonna be paying for things.
I hit him. That's not how insurance works.
Yeah, it is.
You don't get to pay more of a premium.
No. Just because he's Brad Pitt, he's got Brad Pitt insurance.
If I hit him and he has a really nice car, sure, it would fucking suck,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. The value in which I attach to people for whether or not they're good or bad at something is very insignificant for me.
Yeah.
That's across the board. Like, if you're really bad at something, that doesn't devalue you or your person to me. Even if you're the best at something, that doesn't really add value. You know? And it's just I've always been that way as a kid, right? So
which is probably for the better because you're doing what you want to do. Because
right,
I've heard of some of the people that you've had to work with before, and I would have been, for some of them, I would have been like, wow, nervous to talk to,
sure, yeah.
But then obviously for some of the other ones though, I wouldn't have given a fuck, right? I think it's all about what you're into, right? You'd be way more excited to meet some artist that does Gundam shit.
Sure.
Than you would be like Johnny Depp probably because you're more into Gundam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But for me, I think if I met a big name comedian, that would mean more than me to probably almost anybody else that was famous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That would be the one where I'd be like, oh fuck yeah, dude.
Right.
It's Joe Rogan, it's Shane Gillis or Chris Rock or if I got to meet Andrew Schultz, I'd probably be nervous.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But if I got to meet Klay Thompson, I probably wouldn't give a shit.
Right.
I'd be like,
sure,
okay,
it's all perspective, right?
Yeah. So it's about who means what to who.
Yeah, totally. You know,
if I saw Brad Pitt,
again,
I'd come in my pants.
There's the value I have for that like Matt Mercer. I really enjoyed the meeting, and he's one of the like more influential dungeon masters. You know, because I play D&D a lot, right?
Yeah.
But again, like I shook his hand, he asked my name. I'm like, "Hi, I'm Thomas," and then they took a photo, and we just moved the fuck on, right?
Yeah.
And I got a free photo because my cousin who I went to go visit, one of his friends that we were with had already paid for a photo op, and they just allow you a +1. So they're like, "You want a photo?" And I was like, "For free? Fuck yeah, dude!"
Hell yeah,
you know?
dude.
Right? And again, it's not like I'm saying like, "Fuck you," I don't care about you as a person. I've never felt that tension of, oh my god, it's so and so, you have status. I've genuinely never felt it, and I've been around some of the most wealthy people in the world, you know.
So I don't think like I would do necessarily that if I met somebody who was like a hero.
Sure.
But I would treat them in a certain way because like I do look up to them, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, it's just like, oh man, you're the one who's been doing what my dream is to do, and you're like one of the most successful people in the world. Like,
sure.
Holy shit, yeah, of course I'm like super excited to meet you.
Sure,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, you know. There's definitely like respect for sure, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like I think one of the things that makes for our crew in events, our white glove service, I guess a little bit more easy to deal with, not necessarily better, is that the fact that it's as if you're walking into a place that you've just known us for so long that you're, you know, like right out the gate, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a CEO in the space or like a senator or whatever be in the space and me not crack a joke or like just talk to them like they're a regular person, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm doing my job. That's the main filter, right? And I'm doing it the best way I know how, so that person can have their best presentation or whatever they're doing, right? So that respect is immediately there, and as long as you exude that scene and that you are given respect back, which then you kind of earn that ability to be kind of carefree or freeform, right? You know, of course, if shit's tense as fuck, you know, and we're trying to go, right? Like, then sure, like I don't have the space for it, right? But in most scenarios, when I meet people of status, quote unquote, you know, I find it is more relieving for them to talk to somebody who is just literally as if they're just a friend, you know, and they have zero status, right? I think that's a lot more comforting for many other presenters, many other people. Sure, some people like to be pampered. Right, and I've dealt with those before too. Right,
Yeah.
But even then, in those scenarios, the interaction's so quick and it's insignificant that it doesn't fucking matter for them or us. You know.
See, when I meet somebody like that, though, for me, it's like, all right, you've got a secret, and I kind of want to know it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, oh, you know, I give people credit where credit's due. If you became the CEO of Chevron, that's not a small feat. I'm gonna let you know that I think that was pretty fucking sick, and I want to learn some shit off of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely don't treat them like they're
of
just
course.
like just another person.
Yeah.
If they're that level, you know.
Well, of course, yeah. You know, the wonder and again, respect is still there.
Yeah.
I acknowledge who this person is.
You know, like I shared a table at one of the with one of the heads of like American Standard. And I laughed with him and his wife and had a nice dinner. Like I didn't even really know who he was.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
and that's what they want. That authenticity is almost. I want to argue it's not as common, you know. But when you get up to some of the status that some of these people are, you know, it's probably gets old real fast to be kiss-assed everywhere you go. You know, it probably gets old quick, you know, and in a way, if I were to put myself in their shoes, it almost feels like everyone has a wall on. When you're around, which probably fucking sucks. You know,
it does, but at the same time, like you chose to stand in the light.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? Like you can't stand in the light and go, "Oh my god, it's too bright," and then keep standing in it. You know,
yeah. Of course.
If you are gonna keep standing in it, you better put some sunglasses on.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Like, especially for like a celebrity, like an actor. You know, like it's one thing like if you're the CEO of a huge business, right? Because then you could still kind of have some privacy.
Sure.
I don't know. Besides Zuckerberg, I couldn't name you the other top 5 paid people at Facebook. I wouldn't know their face or name.
They're a different realm.
Yeah,
you know
what I'm saying? And they have more money than a lot of the actors that
dude.
I could ever name you.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But we look at actors like they're like this like golden ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
probably because it kind of is though, right? Because I think everybody kind of thinks they can act at least a little bit, right? I think unless you're really, really in tune with yourself, if you're a person, I think you go to yourself, I could probably do that.
Yeah,
you know?
it's the glamour.
Yeah.
People are attracted to the glamour. And by glamour, I don't mean just the lifestyle or the status. I mean the acting is a very intimate, very expressive role, obviously, and I think that's attractive to a lot of people, you know. It's funny, too. At the same time, to your point, where we put it all on like a holy grail kind of thing, you know, I think I've heard from more modern day actors, you know, like not the Brad Pitts and DiCaprios, like the Emilia Clarkes and the fucking Jason Momoas and like that era. I hear 90% of them always say when they talk to kids or people who want to act, they first start with, "Are you sure? Is there literally anything else?" You know? Because sometimes, can you turn the microphone away from me? Actually, yeah. Otherwise, I'll start comb filtering. My bad. If there's anything else at all, please try that first. Because yes, acting is rewarding. Yes, there's a cool end of the road, but the fact of the matter, there's the pool of people who actually make it to that golden state, if you will, right? Or golden horizon is very small for starters.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And for second, they're not really getting paid the big kind of money you would expect them to comparatively to the pool of other options that are before you.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why like comedians don't even like acting because they make more money on the road.
Right. You know, so it's all perspective, right? You know,
Speaking of which, I saw that new Wonka movie.
Was it good?
Pretty fucking good.
Oh, dope.
I really enjoyed it. It's the people who made Harry Potter.
Oh,
so
sick.
It's, it's very cinematic.
Yeah. Stylized to a degree.
It's a musical, which I forgot. I forgot that fucking Willy Wonka movies were musicals.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I don't know why I forgot. I think it's because Gene Simmons or not. Gene,
yeah. I mean, I kind of had a reaction to it too. You know, but I think also because I haven't seen it. You know, and I didn't really think about the whole, a musical. Yeah, it makes sense. But I think the way that musicals are delivered now compared to when we were kids is slightly different, you know? I'd argue that Willy Wonka that we all grew up with, right, had music in it and had segments with musical numbers, but it was never produced in such a way like modern musicals are. Like modern musicals, when they're gonna start a fucking musical number, right?
Oh yeah.
In Willy Wonka, the first one just kind of happened.
It's like whenever the Oompa Loompas would come out.
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah, and some songs had an intro to them, you know. But again, like those, you don't really know when a musical is about or a musical number is about to trigger until like the very last possible second. It felt like more integrated in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus modern day musicals nowadays I feel like are very much like, oh my god, here we go, here's another one, bam.
Yeah,
you know, like
it definitely had that kind of a feel to it, that for sure.
Yeah,
but the music was good. Like I said,
cool.
The fact that you could see the influence in Harry Potter with like the nice old stone buildings and like the. It's like that old London town feel. You know?
That practical effects probably went really far for them.
Yeah, and like Harry Potter's, I would assume is like what in like the early 1900s,
something like that.
Because nobody's got like any technology or anything yet. They're still using like fire for their light, so it can't be that like modern.
Yeah. And that shit fucked up, right?
Oh yeah.
And that shit, we really pick apart Harry Potter and it's how it functions, right? I can't remember who said this. I think it was like Brendan Mulligan or something like that. Who's another fucking YouTuber. But anyways, when you have nature's slowest bird deliver your fucking mail and you're a goddamn wizard.
Yeah.
Is that technically animal cruelty at that point?
Well, think about like
is
the
that
rat.
Deliberate animal cruelty?
The rat doing They never really showed the rats giving mail. Like, I think when, what's his name, Ron would get mail, it would come from somebody else's owl.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I don't even remember what happens.
Like, it was like his sister's owl or fucking Harry's owl would bring him mail.
Yeah, well, that is weird. I never thought about that. Are they all somebody's owls? Because there's that whole scene, remember, when they're all in the first movie, when they're all in the fucking main hall, and all the owls come in and drop off all of the mail at once,
Yeah. Well,
Harry had his, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? But all those other owls, were those also other kids' owls, or were they just, male owls?
They're other kids' owls. Because everybody it's in the book. It's a lot more clear.
Oh, okay.
In the movie,
Have you read the books?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
In the movie, I guess they never really did explain it, but you choose a pet, and you have like a choice amongst like 3 of them, and it was like owl, rat, and something else.
I think, or
It
something.
was probably cat.
Yeah, it's very witchy.
Yeah, and Ron has the rat because like his whole family's always had like rats or something like that, and Harry just happens to get the owl because Hagrid's taking him along Diagon Alley at that time, and he's got buku money in his pocket for whatever he wants.
Oh yeah.
So
get
the whitest owl and the most expensive one in the alley, son. That'll be 8 shillings.
8 shillings. Is that the actual currency?
No.
I was going to be really impressed.
It could have been shillings. It was fucking long time ago.
You could have said yes, and I would have believed you.
Yeah, that's true. God damn it. Fucking.
Oof! There you go. Using more sounds.
Yeah. But so. First of all, Wonka was really good.
Good.
Very well written.
Nice. I'll check it out then.
When they hit the original song, almost tears.
Oh yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
It's
just,
not
just
even
awoken the child.
They just
thickness?
hit it. They hit it right.
Oh, okay.
They hit it right.
It tickled little thickness.
Oh, they slowed it down just a little
kid.
bit.
Oh.
You know, I'm like, oh.
Really to tickle that heart,
oh,
bro.
I hate you, Dad. Oh, man,
the image of your dad beating your ass with Willy Wonka in the background is kind of odd. Funny. That's kind of weird.
Can you see?
Can you see?
Not anymore, bitch.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. But, so after I watched that, though,
dude.
I decided to try to watch those other movies that were the Harry Potter ones. Did you ever watch the Fantastic Beast and like the Poo Pushers?
Yeah, I saw the first one, but I didn't see the second one or whatever the fuck.
So I saw the first one, and I mean, 2 things. One, I really enjoyed it. I thought all 3 were great. To be honest with you, I liked Harry Potter. My 3rd grade teacher read us the first 4.
Wow.
So then I read.
Damn.
I reread the first 4 to do book reports.
Yeah.
And then because nobody knew she did that. And then I read the other 3 because I was already that invested. And I remember when the Fantastic Beasts movies came out, and I didn't know what they were about, and I thought they were just about animals. So I was like, I don't give a fuck, right? Because it's called Fantastic Beasts. Mm-hmm. So I figured it was just going to be some zoology bullshit. I didn't think it was going to be like, oh, this is what the wizarding world is like outside of Hogwarts. Like, this is what they're doing, you know? Like, that's what I kind of liked about that. It was like, yeah, Hogwarts exists. They even go once or twice.
Sure.
And the kids are there.
Sure.
But this is what adults can be up to.
Yeah.
As far as, like, once they've moved on. Because Newt, the main character, was a Hogwarts student at one point.
Right,
now he's just some, like, 30-year-old autistic dude.
Right.
That's my number 2. Why did they make him overly autistic, Newt Salamander? Because the guy who plays him was in Les Mis, and he's not retarded by any means. Like in Les Mis, he wasn't retarded. He was like just like a good-looking young revolutionary with a beautiful voice. But in all 3 Fantastic Beasts as Newt Salamander, he's like stimming. You know, where you like rock back and forth to stimulate yourself. He's never looking anybody in the eyes. You know, he's always just kind of like looking down, like big-eyed and shit. Well, he's rocking back and forth, and they're talking about how he needs to put his animals away. And he's like, I don't know. You can't catch my animals. That's my Niffler.
You need to be free.
Niffler's like shiny things. I caught a bird.
He starts, citing off information from his book.
He just fucking steals a bird out of the sky and throws it in his suitcase and closes it. He's got a whole
he stays in his fetal position, but his left arm just shoots up into the air.
I thought the suitcase thing was sick because I don't know if you remember.
It's a good idea.
But like just like similar to Hermione had her purse. Was infinite. Like he's got like he can.
It's his whole sanctuary.
Yeah, he puts his suitcase down. He walks into it, and it's huge.
It's a cool effect.
It's like a whole world. Yeah. And then, so then they do the second movie, where they introduce a second autistic person.
Oh,
which is I guess you didn't see the second.
No,
one.
I haven't seen the second or third.
Do you care if any?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so apparently, so they enter at the very end of the first one, like an evil villain reveal at the end of a Marvel movie, like a bad guy, right? And he's equally as autistic as Newt. He never looks up. In the whole movie, he's always looking down everywhere they're going. And when people are talking to him, he never looks at them or engages with them. He never shows any real emotion besides like maybe some anger and confusion. He has no idea who he is.
Yeah.
Right? He's been obliviated or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Oblivious.
so he's just some angry, pissed off super wizard who's just confused and autistic as fuck. Like, he literally just stares. And then you go back to Newt, and he's just fucking staring off into space.
Yeah.
As this bitch from, like, the government who nobody respects is trying to arrest him over and over and over again. And then they got the fat muggle guy. Fantastic. He did wonderful.
Yeah, I think I remember who you're talking about. I recognize that actor too.
Yeah, he did.
Right, I've seen him.
He did so good in all of those movies. Like,
He had a mustache in that movie, right?
yeah, I liked that. Like the first time in the first movie when Newt goes into his suitcase, you just hear the fat guy go "ha," because he's starting to meet the wizards. And he's just so impressed in all this
magic.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like he just got this whole meal cooked by this hot wizard bitch that can read his mind and isn't mad at him for thinking about fucking her.
Yeah.
So he's just like overwhelmed with this beautiful shit to where when Newt does that and he just lets out that single ha, it's just like that was
Peak.
perfect.
Peak. Yeah,
that was
100%.
fucking perfect. Right there. That's all you
100%.
needed to do.
Yeah, dude, some actors just nail it.
Yeah, that was great.
sure.
Yeah, Ginny and Emmeline fucking nailed it. And then they had like Johnny Depp playing just the ghoulest, most disgusting looking character ever. And I don't know if it's because of the Amber Heard thing. Yeah, look up Johnny Depp Grindelwald.
Oh, was it when he had all that white makeup on and stuff?
Yeah,
right? Okay,
and the white hair.
Yeah, his black hair.
He looks
It's
fucking
black hair, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right?
no, he has white hair.
Oh,
In this, he has white hair. He's Grindelwald.
oh, is it the half black, half white? Isn't it? Isn't it?
No.
Oh, I'll look it up.
In
It's
the-
been a minute.
In the third movie, they recasted him,
Oh,
and that guy's got like dark hair, but he's got white in his bangs.
Grindelwald.
Grindelwald. Start with Johnny Depp. It's gonna be easier.
Thank you.
And then Grindle.
Hold on. What? Grin.
There it is. It's already up there.
Thank you. I have to look down at the keyboard.
Yeah,
oh,
see,
yes. I remember this one.
They made him such an ugly fuck.
Yeah.
And then with the recast, they chose a very handsome man. I don't know who that guy is, but because the whole thing is they gave him one blue eye.
Right. He's supposed to look menacing.
Yeah, he is. Don't get me wrong. He's angry, ugly motherfucker in this movie, but he's also supposed to be getting his shit stuffed in by Dumbledore. And it's kind of hard to picture that that's the guy that was getting the piping. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole thing is because there's all this controversy that Dumbledore was gay. And
right.
I remember
I don't know why it's controversy, but okay, sure.
Oh, there we go. Mads Mikkelsen, who I think compared to Johnny Depp in this role, they made him a whole lot more handsome. Like look at the difference.
Yeah, just side by side.
Well, yeah, because Johnny Depp, he's just pale. He's got the white hair with the fucking white porn star mustache.
Dude, I was seeing those photos when we were looking at it a couple minutes ago, or seconds ago, I guess, rather. And I saw him. I saw this photo right here, but I thought that was just a character in a different scenario.
No, that's who he got recasted by. Yeah.
Right, dude. It's so different that I didn't even know that was the same fucking character.
Exactly,
bro.
exactly.
That's really bad casting
But can't you tell the guy on the left
and design
looks like maybe he's a secret poo pusher.
He looks like the Professor Snape kind of vibe.
Yeah, but Johnny Depp doesn't look like he takes dick.
No.
At all, even as Grindelwald. There's just no... go back up to the one right there in the middle.
Right here?
Right next to that.
Oh, this one.
Does that guy take dick ever? No, he's terrifying looking.
No, he probably gives it.
No, yeah. I mean, just think, no. So, I mean, I don't know if it was the Amber Heard thing or if it's just because it wasn't realistic, but if you remember, there was all the controversy about Dumbledore being gay.
Right.
And it's because he's the main bad guy for the second, third movies. This guy, this is Grindelwald guy. This is their Voldemort. So like, Dumbledore and the most evil wizard in the world were lovers, and then they have this pact that's essentially like in a Horcrux. It's like a blood pact that they can never fight each other. So even though Grindelwald is like coming to power as this most evil person in the world, Dumbledore can't do anything about it because of that Horcrux.
Huh.
It's like that's kind of like the whole like, well, I stuffed him once, so I can't fight him because I love him.
I guess maybe.
I mean, that's kind of the plot. Yeah, it's just like, you know, they literally like the defense or Ministry of Magic is like trying to get Dumbledore to fight him.
Oh, okay, so that
won't.
is the actual.
Yeah, like
okay.
he's refusing to fight him because of the blood pact, and like at the end of the third one, they finally fight, and like literally as soon as Dumbledore gets involved in the fight, then like the world turns gray and everybody disappears but the two of them.
Oh.
Because they shatter the Horcrux.
And that spawns a theory that Dumbledore's gay, or that literally is just...
No, he's gay. He's just...
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you talking about with the conspiracy, though?
Controversy.
Oh, I thought you said conspiracy.
No, see, because when the Just Harry Potters came out, there was conspiracy that Dumbledore was gay, but I never read anywhere in those books or saw anything in the movie that made me think he was gay.
Right.
But then they confirmed it with this.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's where it became the controversy, because everybody's like, oh, he's actually gay? And it's like, yeah, he's fucking stuffing fucking Grindelwald. He's getting he's getting in his Grindelwald.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't really fucking give a shit, honestly.
And then Colin Farrell, he got like recasted after the first movie, I'm assuming, because I never saw his ass again either.
Yeah.
But they were good. My point, though, good movies. Yeah. Pretty good fucking movies. I liked them.
The first one was really good.
I liked the idea of what's going on in Harry Potter land when they're not at Hogwarts. Mm-hmm. Right? Because there's just so much opportunity and possibility with that, right?
It's lore expansion.
Because in Hogwarts, you saw all sorts of crazy shit, right? Like, you saw, like, infinite bags and all different magics and potions and beasts and... Yeah. Just potentials, and you wonder, it's like, okay, so what are they doing? Are they getting out and being accountants? You know what I'm saying? Or like they going out and they fucking raising unicorns? Yeah. Like, because the only adults are ever just the ones on campus, or some evil ones. And like what does Malfoy's dad do? Is he just like a hedge fund CEO? Like,
you're right.
They never really talk about like what they're doing when they get out.
Yeah, or like, is there any like, wizards that are politicians that are like,
or
that's scientists that are bending the world?
That's the Ministry of Magic. Yeah, so they do have that. There's a lot of adults that seem to be in the Ministry of Magic, for sure. But then that doesn't make sense either, because like Ron's dad is apparently like pretty high up in it, but they're poor. And they're like ghetto poor. How do wizards become poor? Can't they just wand their house nicer?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's preference at that point. I don't know.
Wand some paint onto the walls.
Plot holes, bro. Plot holes.
Wand some new electrical.
Now, is Ministry of Magic a recognized thing in the real world of this stuff, or is it like
in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real world. Yeah.
Like they recognize it in the real world. Quote,
I think in one of the Harry Potters, the 7th one, they become a real problem because they try to like oust Dumbledore. I think everybody who like supports Dumbledore, they like fire. And then they like try to oust him to kick him out of Hogwarts. Right,
but I mean, like, is the Ministry of Wizardry like in the world of Harry Potter connected? Like, is there any politicians that are connected to like the White House of that world? You know what I mean? Like, as far as the conversation of what do they do? Like, is there politicians that are in the quote unquote real world of Harry Potter, not the Ministry of Magic, but like they're pulling strings in the White House or something like that.
They never admit to it, but they must, right? Because they share the real world with them.
Right, exactly.
When they go through the platform 9 3/4 or whatever, that's just to get to like a secret room. It's not necessarily that they have a whole different universe that they're in.
Who's to say that there's not evil wizards that are like lobbyists?
That could have been what Malfoy's dad was doing.
Yeah, do you see, and to your original point, there's potential there, and that could be really interesting to explore beyond the just we're all kids learning magic.
So that being said, like I did think premise great, Cinematography, awesome. I mean, if you're getting the Harry Potter people to do it, there's going to be some money in that budget.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to let them do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got that team because you had the money to have that team.
Right.
Plus, this one was written by J.K. Rowling. Like
which one?
Fantastic Beasts, all of them.
All 3 of them? Oh, nice.
Yeah, like Wonka was just the team, but Fantastic Beasts was actually her work.
Cool.
And then the third one, I thought the third one was really good at wrapping everything up. I think the first one was probably the most awe-inspiring because it was the newest. Like by the third one, it's just not impressive anymore. It's just all the story, but it's a good story. I mean, it's good versus evil, but they've been fucking.
Butt fucking.
Yeah, literally wizardly butt fucking. I can't even imagine what that kind of shit's like.
Yeah, it's probably
literally fucking stanky.
very, very theatrical.
Oh yeah. But and then that leads to they've announced that they are working on the Hogwarts 2 Legacy.
Legacy 2?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
I never finished the first one.
The end disappointed me and probably millions and millions and millions.
That sucks.
Okay. I'll spoil the end of this game. I don't give a fuck.
Sure, I don't care.
The whole game makes you think it's karma based because you make good choices, you make bad choices. They seem to affect things in the moment. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. It doesn't matter if you use any of the evil spells.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, it doesn't
doesn't
impact any major significant things.
Yeah, like in Infamous, if you choose to go evil, you're getting the evil story.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to break the evil story. In Red Dead, once Arthur Morgan dies and you talk to civilians, you'll find out if you ran a good or evil story based on how they talk about him. In Harry Potter... Hogwarts Legacy, because he wasn't there. The last mission in the game is the only mission where you make a good or bad choice that affects anything, and the effect is pretty much not different.
Dumb.
So you go to fight the last boss, the greatest power in the world is there, and you get to choose basically, should we destroy it, or do you want to harness it? And if you choose to harness it, the professor seemingly that is your mentor dies, the old guy, and then you go to fight the boss, and then he comes back and he dies, helping you fight the boss. If you choose good, he just helps you fight the boss, and then he dies helping you fight the boss. So the only difference is if you choose evil, you think he died before he did.
Right.
And then he comes back and dies again.
He just has a narrative slight difference, I guess.
No matter what, you fight the boss and he dies.
That sucks, dude.
So that was their big flop, and I'm hoping that that's one of the things that they paid the most attention to, because the world was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say that castle wasn't incredibly pretty.
Right. Looked great.
Full of mystery and
lots
secrets.
Of intriguing bits and pieces.
I played up and down that castle many, many hours and never found anywhere near a percentage of the hidden shit that's in it.
Right.
On the outer world, I found a lot of the hidden shit. But, in the castle, there was, too much.
Elaborate. It's very elaborate. You can tell they spent a lot of time.
Oh, my God. And, the disappearing staircases and, the moving staircases.
They did a good job.
They did. And, the only things that they didn't add was online and Quidditch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, kind of like that idea about, how Forza games already had the mechanics and the cars are already designed, so all they have to do is make it pretty. I think you already have the castle, you already have the area around the castle, make it pretty. I mean, and it's already pretty.
Add more mini games. Add
way more mini games.
Way more features.
Get Quidditch in there.
Maybe make the spell casting it'd be cool if you could make spells, combine spells together and make new ones. That'd be really sick.
Some type of wizard alchemist.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It'll give more reason to explore the alchemy and stuff like that. Right. Again, great from I played. I want to say 50, 60 hours worth. You got a decent amount of time. And from what I saw, it was a very well crafted game. It just unfortunately missed. There was very key oversights as far as what was obvious that they should have done. Again, you said it. Quidditch more than anything was like the obvious, like
Yeah.
everyone would have creamed themselves.
They figured
over
out the
that,
mechanics
you
in
know?
the PS2 game, so it's not like it's impossible to figure out Quidditch. Like,
Right.
yeah, like that was, and then when they openly were like no DLCs,
Yeah.
that was another just like, oh, what?
Yeah.
And now there is DLCs. I
don't mind the DLC a whole
I haven't
lot.
played them. No, but
Yeah.
I did 100%. But this is why they sold $99 versions of the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You guys sold the deluxe versions. So where's my deluxe?
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? I
Okay,
want a
fair.
DLC. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, it's like at least something. I think all you got for the deluxe version was like a hat.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea was if you were like PS5, it was like you got that exclusive mission.
Sure.
But if you got Xbox, it was just, you
Yeah,
got a
that
hat.
I can get behind. That
So-
for sure.
So that was fucked up. I think, you know,
Yeah.
there was nothing I got for 99 that anybody who paid 59 got.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So
$60 with no promise of anything. That's
Yeah.
fine. $100 with what supposedly is sounds like, you know, did they promise this is going to have DLC later when they launch the deluxe? I guess it doesn't really matter.
yeah, because I've never known before buying a game either.
Yeah.
All I know is if you buy the $100 version, usually that's going to come with some packs.
Yeah.
And
Usually,
usually a
yeah.
season pass towards some
Yeah.
DLCs.
Yeah.
But I guess they got some
Anyways.
DLCs out now. I kind of want to refire it up. The other thing about that game that really got me, I think, particularly, was 3/4 through, I got a new TV. I went from like a 40-inch kind of shitty flat screen to a 65-inch 4K
Bam.
like fucking LG TV. So much that when I actually had to go buy a new HDMI cord
Yeah.
because the HDMI cord that we were using, when I would fly up, the grass would be like blue and it would lose its pixels and shit. It couldn't keep up with all the data.
Nope.
So when I plugged in that brand new cord
Oh.
into that brand new giant fucking TV, literally almost twice as big as the last one, that was like, I was like, this is the prettiest game
Yeah.
I've ever seen. I got that way extra wow out of that.
Yeah.
Whatever game I would have been playing would have blown my
bet,
mind.
dude. Yeah.
So
Those
I'm
moments are so sick, dude.
definitely super excited for Hogwarts Legacy 2. I
Yeah.
think there's
Cool.
a lot
Right
to
on.
work on, but a
Sure.
lot that's already there for them.
Yeah, yeah. Like you
Right,
said,
and
it's
like-
like Forza, right? They
Yeah,
already got the
yeah.
skeleton.
And this was and then we have to remember this was a phone game company that paired with Avalanche.
For their first step,
Yeah.
pretty damn good.
Yeah, so
That's a good record to start with.
it's interesting to see what Avalanche will do with it.
Yeah.
You know, now that they know, like they really know now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, there's no doubt at all
Yeah,
now that
so-
there's clearly like an interest.
yeah,
you know?
they could shift some of even their better workers over there. And then, yeah, with what they did with all the money that they made off of it, to see how they invested it. Like, it's, in a year when we see Pal World, it's going to be really interesting to see what they did with $1 billion.
Yeah.
If they did anything.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
And it's entirely possible though that they would just do whatever they originally planned, and then just that money goes to the whatever next endeavor they do.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So who
yeah.
knows,
And, like,
right?
as we looked up, they already have more shit coming out.
Speaking
so.
of which, total really fast side note, I just want to call out the CEO is a pimp of Pal World,
Okay.
right? So their Pal World's been getting a huge decline in just players. The wow factor is now gone.
Yeah, I'm
right?
done with it.
And it's been just plummeting, right? And literally, people were like hounding them for some kind of like, can you say something on the matter or anything, right? And finally, the CEO came out and was like, hey, look, like, you're allowed to play other games, dude.
Yeah.
Like, other games and competitions, why, you get good games in the first place, right? So, and it's like, if you've, like, stopped playing Power World and you've moved on, that's fine. Go play other games, have fun with, and he listed off a couple of games that he likes, and then if you decide not to return to us, we still appreciate you. If you do, we appreciate you, but we're all gamers at the end of the day. And I was like, fucking goated, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's
dude,
beautiful.
any other big company wouldn't be caught fucking dead saying that shit.
Oh, the hundreds of
Like,
millions of dollars
there's
on the
no
table.
fucking way.
No
bro,
fucking way, dude.
So instantly after I saw that, I was like, I don't even care what you guys do for the future. You have my respect.
Yeah.
If you maintain that mentality, you have my respect. You
Yeah.
can make a titty game.
And
I'd be
they've-
like, fuck yeah, dog.
And they've already talked about releasing all sorts of new technology, releasing new maps.
Mm-hmm.
like the game's gonna get improved upon. Like,
Yeah.
there's no doubt about that. But it
Yeah.
is really about like how much. Look what you did with $10,000. You made $1 billion, and we're in beta.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What game has made $1 billion in beta? Destiny didn't make $1 billion in beta.
I don't know if any fucking game has made $1 billion in beta specifically.
The only other game I literally could think about that did good in beta like that was Destiny. That was like huge because like it was like if you bought a PS4, then you got the beta. Exclusive.
Everyone also believed that was going to be the biggest.
That was going to be the Halo killer.
Yeah, well, of that and the FPS MMO specifically.
Yeah.
Right, the way it was designed. Yeah. Everyone believed that was going to be the newest fucking thing.
There's still people there, but I never got Destiny. Like, I just didn't get it. I had it.
Mm-hmm.
I was in that beta, that first original big fucking sweep of people.
Yeah.
Because a buddy of mine and his brother both bought a PS4.
Sick.
So they didn't both need the beta.
Sure.
Sure. So they gave me the other one, which was really nice of them.
Cool.
And so I tried it, and I was like, this is cool. Like, it did feel like I was playing Halo on my PlayStation, which is pretty sick. Like, as a PlayStation player, that's the one thing we never had.
Yeah.
We never had a Halo. I
Yeah.
mean, we had Resistance.
Yeah.
It was all right, but we never had a Halo.
Yeah.
Not a first-person shooter with a crazy story and a pretty world, with like big maps to kill hordes.
Resistance was more closely reflected Gears of War.
I can respect that. Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
But it was goddamn fun though. Resistance.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Not a bad game at all. 1 and 2,
but not Halo.
Yeah.
Nothing can come out like Halo. And so when Destiny came out, it did feel in the beginning like, oh, this is a new era. And then I don't know if I didn't know how to play it, but like, it seemed like I could only just go that first world over and over again. And I've had people tell me, like, yeah, that's how you play it. And I'm like, that doesn't seem right? Like, how'd you guys level up, or how'd you guys get it? You just killed this floating robot over and over again, and eventually shit happened? Like,
I played after the huge hype of, went through, when they had kind of more content to play,
Yeah.
So I got to do some of the raids and dungeons, and go to different worlds and stuff. And I had a good time. I played it more arguably because my friends played it, not because I was interested. But nevertheless, it didn't dampen my experience, by any means, right? But definitely, I would say at some point it became stale, which some games you just are done with because you've either completed all of them or you've lost interest.
Yeah.
Destiny for me was one of those games where I got to a point where there was more content to do, but it didn't interest me anymore, and it felt like I was just repeating,
Yeah.
Which at that point I was kind of like, that was, I think, what really killed it for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Was there was no intrigue anymore for that game, and it felt like it was just
It's like
repaints of certain things,
Yeah, and like gopher missions are fine, but too many gopher missions,
right?
Especially when you're getting just back-to-back gopher missions.
Yeah.
You gotta have a little bit more variety. Maybe some aiming missions, some trick shot missions.
Right.
Something.
Weave in some story and a character every now and then.
Because when you're looking at your side quest, and it's like you got like 6 of them, and every single one of them is a gopher mission.
Yeah.
It does, like, and like I hate to say it, but Borderlands even does that sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Like,
For sure.
You're looking at Borderlands like, fucking go to the end of this map, grab this guy. Go to the end of the map, kill this guy. Go to the end of the map. Like, go as far as wherever there isn't a fast travel.
Go here, do X,
kill.
come back.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, just over and over again.
know?
And yeah, it does get fucking boring. What Borderlands did was they gave you infinite amounts of guns, funny dialogue, and a cool background.
To compensate for it. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm okay with playing those gopher missions. But I even remember in the original Final Fantasy VII at one point feeling like, man,
there's a lot.
Walk down the train, go grab this, come back with it over and over again. But that does kind of bring me to something I wanted to bring up. Is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth the straw that finally broke the back on PS5? Do you think now, because we've talked about this for years, about the PS5, which is crazy because we didn't talk about Xbox like this at all. But what game was going to be worth it, right? Would you buy a PlayStation 5 to play one game? Because that's how it felt, right? It didn't feel like they had a catalog of games big enough to justify spending $500 on the console, especially back when they were in crazy limited supply, and we had friends buying them for $800 a console.
Fuck that, dude.
And that's what made us first ask the question on this show.
Fuck that.
The first time we asked it on the show was like, is a game worth the point of that you had to buy a $500 entry fee to get to it? That time it was Spider-Man. I think the question has to come back up.
Yeah.
I think for once, finally, that game has come. I think Final Fantasy VII is big enough to where like it might be worth finally getting that PS5.
Now, question.
Yeah.
Is it solo, meaning the game itself is, if you were to only get just that game, it's enough to get the PS5? Or does the fact that there are other games play into this, right? Like Spider-Man,
the other games,
right?
The other games.
Then yes, 1000% agree.
Yeah, like they finally,
for sure,
they finally reached a catalog big enough to confidently say,
"Yep,
this would be worth it."
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and I definitely think Final Fantasy was the game that pushed it over the edge.
Yeah. If it was like only that game, I don't know if I could justify buying any game that's $560 basically, because of console, and then I just rationally, right? However, to original the prior, right? Oh yeah, dude, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is getting such stellar reviews from everybody, that it's so refreshing to see.
Yeah,
I feel like we've been starved.
The weebs are finally happy.
Well, not even just the weebs, dude. Like people who are been starved of a game that it has a good launch right out the gate and has everything you need almost, and then they're patching it to add more stuff and modify things. Like, dude, like people are flocking to that game in droves right now.
Oh yeah,
not like Power World, obviously.
Well, yeah.
But considering most AAA games. I'd argue Power World was like an anomaly,
Half of the player base were getting it for free.
It's very true.
Xbox Game Pass.
Very true. But Final Fantasy VII, this is like a AAA game amongst its brethren, right? That has a solid release, has hella shit. They addressed the 15-minute problem, or I think it's the 5-minute problem. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the idea that between each point of interest, there should be... I guess content, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going from point A to point B, say if you're like, okay, it's time to go over to city C and I'm leaving city B, within 5 or 15 minutes, I feel like it's 5, there should be something that you can engage with and interact with or can distract you, right? And that's what they did in The Witcher specifically, right?
Well, yeah, because like I think they did a bad job of that in Red Dead.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
You're like, you're on the far east of the map, and they're like, all right, we need you to go to Saint Denis.
Right.
And you're like, how do I get to Saint Denis? It's like, well, you can either ride your horse to a train station so you can fast travel there if you've opened it. And even that fast travels is slow as fuck.
Yep.
Sometimes you even have to ride the train. Mm-hmm. Or you just ride your horse all the way the fuck there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, man, it's going to take me forever to get there.
Yeah.
You should never have to think about that in a video game.
No.
The inconvenience of travel.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Jesus
Christ.
We transcended that a long time ago.
Yeah. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Witcher did it really well, where they had plenty of stuff to distract you. I'd argue even Skyrim did that really well to a degree, maybe not as effective and methodical as Witcher was, but I remember watching an interview on the Witcher game design and like how they approached it, pretty much exploration, I guess you could say, right? Yeah. And they spent a lot of time on that, right? So it seems like Final Fantasy VII: The Rebirth hits that nail on the head tough. Like there is so much content and like extra mini games and stuff that it's like it seems almost overwhelming to a degree. Like we're talking at least 100+ content for a regular playthrough. 100+ hours, right?
It's beautiful.
Which is so fucking crazy.
It's so Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Final Fantasy.
That's what I want out of a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah,
100 hours minimum.
Dense, dude.
Minimum.
Filled with shit.
Make you fall in love with those characters.
Right.
That's what these people that just like they don't understand that have no involvement with video games don't understand. If you like movies and you had a favorite character in the movie, that movie's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Imagine you got to be that character
Yeah.
for 140 hours.
Right.
For a thrill ride.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, imagine the character development in something where it takes you over a month to quote unquote watch it.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
much
The intimacy that
you
you
wish
form.
you
Yeah.
wish your fucking movies could do that.
Yeah.
The same thing with series. Is like, you know, you get like these really long 8-9 season series with 30 or 40 episodes in them, and it's like that's kind of what we want out of all of it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you want out of a good movie. Like, you know, in the other guys, I'd watch fucking Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg do that for 20-30 hours
Yeah.
over a series, you know,
Yeah.
but that's just not realistic.
Sure.
The budget's crazy. It's
Sure.
not, that's like to pay for both of them alone for that would be crazy. But you could just make up a character. You don't got to pay him shit because he doesn't exist. Now you have one of the biggest characters in the world out of Cloud. You know what I'm saying? Cloud's not a person.
No.
Everybody knows who Cloud is.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. The attachment to characters.
Yeah,
Right?
you don't got to worry
in
about
general.
paying Cloud to perform.
You know, another thing that I think they did really well is that you know, because they changed up the story a little bit, right? Like Zach's alive. If you don't know that already, I don't fucking know to tell you. You should have known that by now.
Yeah, because that was like the whole thing about the last game was
Yeah.
that it ends with him being alive, and you're like, how?
Right. They didn't just pull he's alive and everything changes. They're actually like modifying the story in like kind of a retelling way, right? Which is, and they're doing it in such a way where they're not changing something because they dislike the old story.
Yeah.
In a way, it feels like they're paying service to something that they love by retelling it in a new, fun way, and also acknowledging that it's different and not trying to bait you on hey, remember this shit, but it's slightly different. You know, it's its own unique thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm so tired of games and just entertainment as a whole, just nostalgia baiting for the sake of nostalgia baiting, or like when they remodify or retell things, you know, they almost hang on to the identity of where it derived from, right, too heavily, to the point where the new thing now no longer has its own identity and vision. You know, that drives me fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, and then also it's like when you have a game of that caliber, like especially how long it is.
Yeah.
If you just made it prettied it up, I mean, fuck, man. I can see a lot of people not making it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like when they remade Mario 64. It was like it was cute and it was cool to see the world in that way, but at one point you're like, I've done all these missions. When I was a kid, I probably did them all 1,500 times each. I'm recognizing them. I'm still remembering where the checkpoints are.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't a new game anymore. It's just, maybe I'll finish it, maybe I won't. And when you got 120 hours on the table, probably maybe I won't.
Yeah.
You know, so I like that. The Zach thing has been confusing me, but I like that.
Right.
Because I'm kind of assuming that I'm going to play this game, so I'll let them explain it to me. It almost seems like, like he's in like, it's like a different universe entirely.
Yeah, he's more unhinged.
Yeah,
For sure.
I like that
Like,
too.
for sure,
I like that too.
you know.
I think it's good that they brought him back because it's undeniable. Zach was fucking way cooler than Cloud.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He was fucking awesome, bro.
He was the A soldier.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
he's
he's the
battle
one.
ready.
He was the one you wanted to throw in the front
Yeah,
lines.
he was
you know.
excited.
Yep.
You know, so
Yep.
he's happy
Perfect
to
soldier.
be there. He's
Perfect soldier.
Whenever he's standing still, he's doing squats.
He's a pimp.
Oh yeah, oh
You know?
yeah. Dude.
All the
He's
ladies love
throwing
him, dude.
fucking black hair, blue eyes, throwing
Yes,
dick all over
sir.
the fucking wall.
Every fucking female.
all
in that.
over the world.
Oh,
I'll
man.
show you the light, Aerith, you bitch. Yeah.
And then
Aerith, you
then he
pig.
disappears or he dies. He's like, oh no, Cloud. It's like, you
Yeah.
whore.
You fucking
whore.
that's
Tifa's
fucking-
been fiending for Cloud
Yeah.
since they were
and
kids.
she's
dude.
fucking picked up, bro.
Yeah,
She looks
bruh,
fantastic.
Bruh.
Yeah, I don't
Hell
know why
yeah.
he's trying
Team
to do
Tifa
this.
all
I
fucking
don't know why
day.
he had to do that with
Team
Aerith.
Tifa.
Yeah.
Fuck Aerith.
But
Fuck
then,
Aerith,
but then also
bro.
fuck Cloud, because Cloud is just such a fucking, just a sad boy puss.
Yeah.
Especially
yeah.
compared,
Hypercuck, dude.
especially compared to Zach.
Yeah.
Like if you play Crisis Core,
Did you
and
play
then-
the remake?
no,
They
not-
they remade it.
I know they did, and I heard they added something with that as well. Like
Oh,
it's
okay.
not like
I haven't played that, so I don't know.
I don't know if it's clean or not. Like if it's just like the same exact game, pretty, or if they. I heard
Clean
it's
or
a
not. You know, if it's been vilified.
well, like like
filed.
I think the perfect example is GTA 5 when it came out on PS3 and then they updated it for PS4. Nothing changed. It just got a very nice overhaul of the graphics. Like it got
An
way
update.
prettier.
Yeah.
But nothing changed. Stories, characters weren't added.
Right.
Alteration,
Exact
nothing.
same game.
Yeah, carbon copy.
Yep.
So I don't know if
If that's the same.
Crisis Core was like a carbon copy,
Right.
or I heard that they did other shit with it.
Right.
But I mean, like, I think that if you played Crisis Core and then you watched Advent Children
Yeah.
right after you played Crisis Core,
Yeah.
you'd be like, why does anybody care about Cloud?
Yeah,
Like, this
dude.
guy sucks. Like,
I
this
know,
guy
bro.
is a sad replacement for what would have been such a better fucking
Animal,
story, dude.
In a way, that's probably why Cloud works at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Is because he had the perfect role model and the perfect pair to him, right, for him to aspire to.
Yep.
And that was ripped away before he could catch up or,
Exactly.
I guess, equate.
Yeah, and
right?
then he's got this team with him to kind of make up for that. And,
Right.
Yeah.
So in a way,
It
it's
makes sense.
Very clever
Yes.
writing.
Yeah,
you know?
because he'll never be Zach because he had that taken from him before.
Right.
It could be.
Right.
Because realistically, yeah, like Cloud was just joining. Like you meet Cloud in Crisis Core before he even gets Mako injections. Like he's
that's right.
He's just like on a truck.
When he's just a kid, basically.
Yeah, and like you meet him in his hometown, and then he gets the Mako poisoning at the end, and that's when Zach's kind of just carrying him around, trying to hide him from whatever their army
Shiva?
was called.
Shiva?
Shield. I don't fucking remember.
I think Shiva.
Yeah.
say.
But yeah, he's literally just like dies carrying him around, trying to hide them from the Mako Corporation, whatever they were called. And dies so epically at that. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, did you play Crisis Core at all?
No.
Well, so I don't know if this was in the other Final Fantasies or not. They had this like meter thing that would run like a slot machine while you're fighting, and you'd see characters from the game on the meter, and it'd be like 3 slots on the slot machine, right? And like you'd see Aerith, and then you'd get 3 Aeriths in a row, and then you would trigger a special move from Aerith, or you'd get 3 Angeals or 3 Zacs or 3 Demons, and then that would put out like a really cool, extra cinematic, super special, hard hitting move. And in the game, when Zach's dying, it's breaking. So it literally, you get to use every special move during that last fight. But those special moves are tied to characters. So as it's breaking, you'll get 3 Angeals, and then you'll remember Angel from before when you killed him. And it's like this whole sad thing. And then it uses the move, and then you're still fighting, and then you get 3 Aeriths, and you remember the thing with Aerith, and then you remember the thing with Genesis, and it really like
That's dope.
It's like a life flashing before your eyes kind of like breakdown.
I think
of the
that's
story.
unique for sure for that game.
And that's why he's fighting like an infinite army of Mako soldiers that are just like shooting bullet barrages at him at like 1,000 bullets a second.
Yeah. He's fighting to save Cloud in that moment, right?
Yeah, they're trying to take Cloud back.
Yeah.
Because he broke Cloud out while he was still like in his coma.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit's wild, dude. The story's so good.
That's why I'm really interested. It's like, it didn't make sense, when they were like, oh, Cloud's back. And I was like, but Cloud's dead. I watched him die, and I was really sad about it. And then I watched like 1 or 2 things on YouTube, not even long ones. And it's like, I'm seeing moments where Zach's interacting. But all the moments where it seems like there's an interaction with Zach that I've seen, it always looks like nobody else is with him. As far as like Tifa, Cloud, Big Black with the gun, like the funny cat thing. Like, it never seems like anybody's with Zach, and maybe that's just because I haven't seen it. Yeah. But that's what made me think it's like, is Zach like in his own universe? Like, what's he doing? Like, is he part of the story?
I don't know.
Is he a narrator?
Idea. I definitely think he's part of the story as far as like he's in
somehow
that world, because like the way he portaled back in or like came back, was as if he went through like a rift of some kind.
I need to watch the end of that last one.
He like basically materializes as if a timeline fixes his death or something.
Yeah, and here's another interesting point. I don't think I'd play part 1.
Final Fantasy VII, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I got a PS5, I don't know if I'd want to take the time.
Yeah.
I
don't think you really need to.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, I think where the PlayStation version, you for sure, or the original, you for sure need to play disc 1.
Yeah.
That would have been confusing as fuck.
Right.
From the way it kind of seems, it really doesn't seem like you need to at this point. It seems like it was like almost a different kind of game.
Yeah.
Like, was it a lot more like linear and tunnels and like?
Yes.
Point A, point B.
It was basically like part 1 was in PS1, where like, because part 1, which was inside the city, right?
Yeah.
Why can't I remember the fucking name of the city right now?
Yeah, big ass city.
Oh shit.
Another thing Final Fantasy does well: super cities,
Why can't I? Hold on.
floating and like garbage tower cities and shit.
FF7.
They're always so good at that, making shit like that.
Midgar. There we go. Jesus Christ, dude.
Midgar.
There's a bunch of Final Fantasy fans screeching on the other side of this microphone right now. Anyways, Midgar, right? So the whole first part of the original game, right, is Midgar, right?
Yeah, it's like a whole thing when you
Midgar,
finally leave,
right? Right. They preserve that. That's still the case in the first game, right?
Yeah.
They go through all that, and they finally, at the very end, are leaving Midgar, right?
Okay.
So it's identical in that way, right? So for us, who've already know the story, have played the old game, you know, right, that kind of thing, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily need to play the first game, right?
Yeah.
At least the first remake.
Well,
if you hadn't, most certainly, yes, play the first game, you know?
Well, will you, if you got a PS5, right? Yeah. Like, would you start with the number 1?
No, because I already played it.
Yeah, right?
So.
I mean, I think the other thing that people to remember is, like, this was a 3-disc game on PlayStation 1. This is
4, I think, right?
I thought it was 3. It could have been 4.
I could be tripping.
But it was a long fucking game.
Oh, yeah.
And it felt like different games when you went from disc 1 to disc 2 to disc 3. Like, it was like, oh, man, you're in a whole different part of the world.
Oh, I'm tripping. Yeah, you're right.
It was 3?
3 discs.
It was 3. And I even heard from somebody that there's going to be a 3rd for the PS5. But I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know.
I don't know how this one ends.
Honestly?
I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying so hard to know nothing about it.
Right.
Because I'm just at this point.
Yeah, because it seems like an actual genuine good time to explore the game. Yeah.
So then the next question becomes, do you think the PS5 Slim is worth it? Because over generations, I would say the Slims have overall been pretty good, right? The PS2 Slim introduced internet to us for the first time. The PS3 Slim, the only problems was overheating. Same thing with 2. 2, 3, always overheated. That was, you don't have enough room for your fans and for breathing. 4, I don't remember them having a Slim. I thought they just went to Pro.
I don't remember.
I
didn't have a 4 or a PS4.
Yeah, you did. I got my PS4
I was thinking
from
about PS3. Sorry.
Yeah.
My brain was thinking about
PS3 had a Slim. That one overheated a lot.
Didn't have that one. Yeah, PS4 I think actually did go to a Slim version at one point.
Something before the Pro. Yeah. But like I wonder, like, because like I was looking at the other day, $450 for the Spider-Man edition of the Slim.
Right.
It's like I'm already gonna buy Spider-Man.
Yeah, PS4 did have a Slim. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question because I would more sooner look at specs now.
Yeah. But I can't read them like you can.
Right. There was. I can just you and I can look at it together.
Yeah.
Slims at one point, part of it was novelty. Like because PS2 was so fucking bulky that having a PS2 Slim was actually like part of the sell.
It was like a quarter of the size.
Oh yeah.
And the internet.
And a slight correction. PS2 did have internet, but you had to buy the brick on the back and screw it in.
But yeah, that's my point. I remember the brick.
Fuck with you.
But yeah, 2 was just straight up just like already in there.
Yeah,
which is also crazy.
Slim, yeah.
Which is crazy because if you think about it, for the 2 standard, that brick was pretty fucking big.
Yeah, it was like this big, I think.
For whatever like couldn't have fit in the 2.
Right.
Slim.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because converters and stuff weren't very elaborate yet.
So,
right.
I don't know how they fit that all in the Slim, but they needed a whole fucking
technology.
Game Boy Advance SP's worth of hardware to get a goddamn pack on there.
If you're going to buy a PS5, look at the specs and compare them across the board because now it's really your processing power is what you're going to look for, right? And then obviously how effective its overheating, preventative systems are.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you can't, you don't have any room for any shit that shit to breathe. And
Right.
they definitely don't have enough room for like the fans compared to like the other shit.
Yeah. They had those issues back with the 360.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? I think I told you about that shit, right?
Oh yeah, they had a lot of those issues.
I tried to fix the Red Ring of Death, which actually worked briefly. Because the Red Ring of Death is like they put a heat sink right above the CPU, which helps to distribute heat from the actual CPU. But they put it right on top, so close touching metal on metal, that over time the heat sink will get really hot and then singe the fucking CPU. You know, that's like putting a heater on because you're, or a cool. I guess it would be heater in this case. Putting a heater on because you're cold, but you put it next to your fucking brain. You know, like I'm not cold, but my brain's frying.
Yeah.
You know, like that's literally what they did, right? So to mitigate that, I put in rubber washers where the heat sink screw onto the motherboard, right? And so when it would get too hot, the rubber would expand. And slowly by like a couple millimeters, push away from the CPU, and it fucking worked for 6 months, and then the damage was done already, so I died. Yeah. Good old 360.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. It's like I wonder. Like it might be time. I might actually get that PS5 going.
I think it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
Real quick, 5 minutes because we have 5 minutes left before we end. I want to pay my respects to the man, the myth, the legend. Fucking Toriyama, bro.
Akira Toriyama.
Fucking Toriyama, dude.
I don't know.
R.I.P., dude.
I don't know who's going to be making the California rolls at our Safeway anymore, but he's going to be missed. He's going to be missed. He was the best sushi
Did you
maker.
meet Toriyama's, secret life, dude?
He was there all the time. He was making sushi.
That's where he was all his fucking time.
I can't help nobody if they want, wings or nuggets or nothing like that. And all of a sudden, he doesn't speak any English, but... He could just roll sushi all day. That was fucking beautiful.
Hey, man, sometimes you get tired of making manga, bro.
How fucking sad, though. Akira Toriyama,
Dude.
he was still young.
Yeah.
68.
65, 68, something like that.
That's too young.
For this generation, yeah.
As somebody who lives with old people of this generation, that's... I know 70-year-olds that just have... Not the ones I live with, but... I know 70-year-olds that have got plenty of fucking life.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of vigor.
Can still do pull-ups
and
and
they've got, and they got 15, 20 years ahead of them. So 68 is young.
Sucks, dude.
Is young. I think anything before 80, I'm going to say is young.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that in this day and age.
Yeah,
for sure.
with the way modern medicine is too, I think 80 is a pretty good fair. Because people are making it to 120 now.
Dude, was it you on this show or somebody on this show that said that they somebody told me that their great grandparents now, I think, I don't even fucking know, but the number was that they just celebrated their 118th birthday.
Holy shit!
Literally.
I remember talking about that. I just don't remember who it was. It's definitely not me. My grandparents all died hella young.
Anyways, it doesn't really help the argument, I guess. But,
but no, I mean, it's so sad, man.
Dude, he was a legend, bro.
The interesting thing is, and I almost want to maybe bring this back on the next episode.
Yeah.
The next 10 years of Dragon Ball Z is already laid out.
Yeah.
They have a 10-year plan already about movies, games, the show, all of that is already kind of going, but that doesn't mean it's made.
No.
So, will you ever be able to watch Dragon Ball Z the same, knowing that his final say and vision wasn't actually there?
It's hard.
Like Juice WRLD. So when Juice WRLD died,
yeah.
Juice WRLD was really young when he died, but he had this huge vault of music that was unreleased. So after he died, the first 3 years around Christmas, an album came out of 20 plus Juice WRLD songs that were never heard by anybody.
Yeah.
And they're great because he made them. But you'll always have that feeling of he didn't get the last word. Yeah. He didn't say he wanted to use this hook with this verse. He didn't say he wanted this background music.
Yeah, it's not fully him.
He didn't say he wanted this order of the tracks.
Yeah.
Yes, it is him, but it's not. And I wonder if it's going to feel the same way with Dragon Ball Z, where it's is this what Toriyama really would have wanted? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain things?
Sure.
Even if the show's good, I think there's always going to be that doubt. Same thing with Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, has Pokemon been the same since the fucking creator died on that park bench?
I don't know, dude.
No, it hasn't been, because we've been disappointed with the last 6 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about any kind of vision staying in Pokemon at all.
It's all gone. But that guy died a while ago, the guy who created it.
Yeah.
He died on a bench like a poor person. I don't know why he was there. But Like, yeah, it's one thing I definitely thought of right away was like, is it gonna be the same Dragon Ball Z, or are we gonna watch that and go, oh man, I wonder
Probably
if this
not.
It's like, can nothing be canon ever again?
Yeah.
Because the guy who decides that's gone.
You know, like the half glass full side of me wants to say, well, maybe the people who've worked with him for so long will have a desire to preserve as best they can, you know?
Yeah.
But even with that, it's hard to, recreate what somebody else would do for a long period of time, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice if you really can mirror that person in a variety of other things. But
Yeah.
for 10 years... That's hard, dog. You know, the vision's inevitably going to change at some point or another.
And think about how much he already made.
Yeah.
Like, not money, like content.
Right,
You had all
right,
those mangas.
Right.
You had Dragon Ball Z,
Right.
GT.
Right. And we all know that Toriyama was the best
Super.
at tracking his own lore in his
No,
world.
hell no.
You know?
He'd make 1,000 movies, and each one he'd kill off a main
Yeah.
character and be like, that's...
Or he'd put
Not
in a
canon.
mechanic or trope and completely forget about it.
Yeah.
And he said literally, like, yeah, I actually just forgot that was a thing. You
Yeah.
know, like he's done it many times.
What do you mean
know?
he's got a sword? Fuck, he does have a sword.
Oh,
huh?
shit, I drew that. That's right. All those nights of drawing that
Well, it's
same
like, well,
fucking
yeah.
sword. Dude.
Well, he's never going to use it. I'll tell you that. I'm just going to draw it on his back.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
He'll cut Frieza in half one time, and that's it.
Yeah,
That'll be his cool moment.
We'll give Gohan one, but he'll just break it. Fuck swords.
Yeah, he'll never actually unsheath it. Yeah, dude. And then, like, the small, charming bits of Toriyama, like
Yeah.
the episode of Goku and Piccolo learning how to drive, you
Yeah.
know, like taking
Yeah.
a driving test, right? Like that. There's like a level of humor that's like adolescent in a way.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be hard to recreate because that's like the whole inner child is like an entire psychiatric, like neurological conversation.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
Oh, yeah.
mimicking that shit's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Good
But then-
fucking luck, dude.
And on the other side of that, you also can't just be like, well, stop making it.
Right.
Because there's too much money, there's too much on the line,
Right.
there's too many jobs to be
Yeah.
lost.
Also, maybe you want to continue his legacy too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like I can honor that too.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
there is a little bit of like picking up the ball and being like, oh,
Right.
yes, look what I got. I got the keys to-
Yeah, sure.
I got the keys some other genius
Sure.
left behind.
The feeling, I bet you whoever is, I don't know if they've already decided that or what, but whoever is taking his place as like, I guess the equivalent of the decision maker, you
Yeah.
know, their first realization that I'm it now is probably like fucking, well, yikes. You
I
know?
am Goku now.
Like I can feel my heart like sinking just thinking about that, you know, just
Yeah.
because like that's a weight, dog.
Oh,
you know?
fuck me.
It's one thing to have people underneath you that rely on you, and you know, but to take something that is so precious
Oh.
as Dragon Ball in
It-
its entirety.
As soon
you
as
know?
one thing flops too, or any
Yeah.
mistake, or
Yeah.
just generally unliked
You're just gonna
part,
get torched.
like a
You're
character
gonna get
that's
fucking
new. Oh
torched,
my god, dude! So much pressure. Akira Toriyama could have fucked up left and right, and we all would have loved him.
Right, yeah, or
know
at
what
least
I'm saying?
maybe like been like, hey, I didn't really like that, but we're gonna still watch your stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's like, look, man, you can't
you
just
know?
tell me Gohan can teach his bitch girlfriend how to fly.
Right, like if
All
GT was retconned in its entirety, you
Yeah.
know, I don't even know if Toriyama did GT actually. Did he do? I don't know.
I have no
We'll
idea.
save that for next episode, clearly.
Yeah.
But R.I.P. Toriyama,
R.I.P.
dude, you the man, bro.
Yep, I'm gonna go get me some sushi.